have you ever come across a situation where you were not able to think deeply in identifying the core issues given in a problem? Or have you come across a situation where you were in the company of some learned people and they were able to pinpoint and analyze certain situations and give the right set of analytics, which helped in giving a solution or sorting out some of the important priorities that were relevant in solving a problem? If you have been in those situations where you are finding it difficult, it shows that your analytical skills are less developed as compared to someone who has developed it quite vastly. Well, like any other skill, it requires practice, it requires right practice and continuous practice to develop a particular skills so that you become master at it over a period of time. Out of all the leadership skills, analytical skills is one of the very important and most sought after skills because that involves deep thinking, that involves deep understanding of a given issue. And if you're a leader, you're a business leader or any other role that you're playing, you are definitely going to play with work situation that involves numbers, that involves business decisions, that involves decisions with respect to people, career, or involving a lot of elements which helps in shaping the business up. And in order to do so, your analytical skills are going to be the deciding factor in it. Well, in some people, this kind of abilities are well developed. They are able to see the situations from different angles and arrive at different solutions, plan A, plan B, even plan C. Whereas in majority of the people, this particular skill is not fully developed. Well, in today's video, I'm going to take you through 11 ways which are going to make this easy, simple, and doable on your day-to-day basis work that you do, and apply this particular methods, which will help you to develop your analytical skills, but also will be able to use it appropriately during your work situation on daily basis. Well, my name is Arun. I'm a leadership coach, and if you like this content, if you are finding it interesting, do share your comment below. And here we go with our how to improve your analytical skills. So the first skill that is featuring on your screen right now is called read more. Now, why I say read more? Because with reading, you are able to have a visibility about the perspective of the author, and it builds a lot of creativity in thinking about different situations and understanding how things are happening. I'm talking about the part of fiction. When you read fiction, you are able to imagine the whole picture around your mind, how the characters are playing in different ways, and finally, the end results that happen. While on the work side, also read more helps in, particularly at work area. Let's say, for example, you read any business article, any business case studies, or some reviews that has been made, or some research data that has come. Once you go through those data points, it becomes easier for you to see that what kind of analytics have played in giving the conclusion in the articles or the business case studies that you go through. Let me give you one example. In my experience, when I conduct assessment center and I plant a case study for the individual to apply, I normally give a lot of clues in the case study that I want the person to pick up. Now, people who have good reading habits, first of all, they are able to read fast, because reading fast is a skill. But people who do not have the habit of reading, they find that the time given to read the case study is very less. Because by the time they read, by the time they understand, they analyze, they pick up the points, the time has gone. So if you really want to build your analytical skills, the first and the foremost thing that you should be doing is reading more. Make it a habit to read for 30 minutes every day, whether it is an article, whether it is a novel, anything that is attracting to you, please read, and then look into certain scenarios in your mind, create a picture. You will be able to understand what's happening on the other side, and it will develop your brain thinking ability. Second is observe more. I very clearly see that a lot of people ignore observation. please understand observation is a very, very important skill. What is happening around your work area? From the time that you begin your day and the time that you end your day, observe what kind of things people are talking. If you listen to people very carefully, you will understand in majority of the cases, people are either talking about the past and referring to some problems, or they are talking about future where they are insecure. And again, they are talking about certain set of problems. So when you observe people talking or situations which are coming towards you, you will be able to connect the dots from why a particular individual is speaking about a particular situation like this and why somebody is taking an action towards solving that situation. Now, this is where you are juggling your brain to connect the dots, but that can only happen when you observe. So my tip is that pick up one particular situation or a person in your system or in your work area and observe that person or that situation improving every day for at least 30 to 40 minutes. Spend time on that particular thing. Why a person wears a typical kind of clothes when that person comes to office. Why and how a person starts the presentation in your office in a particular way. Observe everybody. You will be able to get a lot of patterns, and these patterns help your brain to develop your analytical skills. The next is learn something new. I always believe that uh, if you really want to build your skills or anything that you are passionate about, that can be your hobby, can give you a lot of insights about how a particular step can help in becoming an expert from a novice. Which means let's talk about building a particular skills. Tomorrow you want to build or learn, let's say, presentation skills. Now, when you take the training or coaching on developing your presentation skills, you will be a student first. That means you will be novice. You would not have any idea how to excel in becoming a good public presenter. But then with practice, by step, that you know that from novice you become a learned person, and from learned person you become an expert, and from expert you become a genius. Now, what are the steps that takes from a novice to a learned person to an expert is something that will tell you what is the differentiation between a novice and a genius. Now, this understanding of shaping your skills on a day-to-day basis, that how you have moved from step 1 to step 2 and then step 3 and step 4, can help your brain to analyze what are the gaps and what you need to do. This is, I call it as thinking. Your mind is thinking now by doing something. Or maybe let's say you develop a new hobby. You want to learn, let's say, calligraphy. If you really want to learn that calligraphy, you are absolutely a new student. You had no idea what to do. That means you really need to observe what the teacher or your coach is telling you, what are the techniques they teach you, and then you start practicing it. And then you realize that how to become an expert or a genius, you have to do certain steps. And to do that, you have to think hard. And that's where learning new things can give you some more insights about how to become good in your analytical skills. The next is try to solve problems. I think a lot of people, they try to avoid problems. They say that, I should not be in a place to solve problems and it's better to be avoided. On the contrary, people who develop their analytical skills, they tend to get into the problem. That means they tend to identify what are the problems that are pertaining. So I'll give you an example. In our organization, we had a challenge that we were not able to measure the productivity of our people. And then we decided that we are going to do that. So that was a problem. Then we started to analyze what are the things that we are not doing that will help us to measure the productivity of our people, because it is more quality driven than quantity driven. So we started to work towards that problem. We identify certain criterias to measure the quality by giving them some scoring. So we set 5 to 7 parameters on a daily basis, and then we gave a model of scoring that if you do this, you will be getting this score. And if you don't do a particular task, you will get 0. Now, by doing this activity, we are able to not only solve the problem, but also it helped us to think deeper, harder, to identify what exactly is missing. And that helps in shaping up your analytical skills. The next habit or the next method is by asking questions. I have seen a lot of meetings that happen when a leader is speaking and the subordinates are sitting. Most of the people, they say, yes, sir, yes, madam. Now, what it means that you become a yes man. But if you have a curiosity, if you have to develop your mind, you need to have that inquisitiveness or curiosity to know more. And in order to do that, one of the best habits or one of the best method is by asking questions. If you ask questions, that means you have a very good and deep analytical mind. And please understand, this comes with practice. That means asking a right question is more important than knowing an answer. So that can only happen when you have a good listening skills, when you have some creativity in your mind, and when you are fully involved, then this ability of asking questions tend to happen. And then you ask a question, learn more, ask more questions, learn more, and build that. So that questioning skills is a part of being an analytical mind. So that's how you get the complete clarity on what you're going to do, and then you solve the problem. Next is play games. Now, I'm sure you might be thinking what to do in playing games when it comes to analytical skills. So let me give you my own practical example. I play badminton every day. I also play soccer. I do cycling and many other sports that I'm involved in. Every day when I go and play a game, there is always a strategy in the game. Who is a weak player, in which position that player is playing, where I need to throw my shuttle, where I need to put a drop, when I need to do a smash. The mind is working very hard, and you are trying to win the game. And in doing so, one is your physical fitness is shaping up, but at the same time, you're also positioning your strategy on the weaker side of the other player, and you also understand what are their strengths. So you play and manage your game accordingly. If you are fond of playing video games or computer games, you can do even that also. And there also you need to apply your mind in strategizing that which turns and which moves you have to make that can make you to win over a particular situation. Which means a very quick decision making happens when you play games. You have a fraction of seconds when you have to drop, when you have to shoot, when you have to support your teammate, or when you have to attack, when you have to defend. Lot many things happen. So this helps in sharpening your analytical skills. The next is evaluate your past decisions. I'm sure we all have made a lot of decisions in the past, which some of them might be good, some of them might not be good. Some of them have led to failures, some of them have led to a super success. And wherever you are right now is based on the decisions that you have made. So go back, look into some of those decisions that you have taken in the past, identify what you did well, what you did not do well, make a note of it. Just don't play around in your head. Just write down what worked, what did not work, what could have done better. And by doing this, you are telling your mind to think and learn little more deeper. And that is where your past decisions are your case studies to work around, to find out, to develop what else you could have done in shaping a better results or a better outcome out of it. The eighth way is study how others make decisions. I'm sure we all have a lot of learned people in our life. That includes our parents, our bosses, our friends, our social circle. Now, we see some of them as highly successful, and we also see some of them are not highly successful. Now, both the kind of people are important, and it's also very important to go and spend time with them. Understand that how do they take decisions? What has led to from one decision to other, another to other, and what led them to reach a success? Or vice versa, what led them to a failure? Because this kind of discussion is like reading a 100-page book by just interacting with that person for just 1 hour. And that is where your learning grows, that how certain people have taken certain decisions and where they are right now can help you to think and analyze your past decisions, that can help you to get better. And let me tell you, this is an ongoing work. You cannot say that, I'll do it once. This is a everyday affair that you need to bring in. And that's where you become sharper in taking decisions. That's why people say, the maturity comes not by your age, but by your experience that you're gaining every day with different kinds of experience from different kind of people and situations that you involve into. Next is participate in debates. Now, why I'm saying particularly if you are a student or if you are a growing leader, you should be participating in friendly debates. Now, when I say friendly debates, because in debates, there is always a to and against. That means if you are talking in favor of something or you are talking against something. So when you participate in debate and when you prepare your thought process towards a particular topic that you have chosen, you will go through in detail about the right reasoning towards it, right problems around that particular situations, and what is the reasoning around it. Let's say a topic debate is technology is enabler or disabler. Now think about it, both the angles are right, but that can only become better once you do a deep study. So go back to the point number one, that is read more. So when you read more, you go into deep understanding about the topic, and then what is the reasoning behind it, and then basis that, what are the recommendation or decisions that you would advocate in that particular topic. So participating in debate is something that one has to really encourage. Next is maintain your P&L. Now, your mind has to be very cognitive in terms of thinking ability. So we all have our own finances. We earn a particular salary, we put a particular income. Now, how are we spending that income? How are we saving that income? How are we making the best use of our income? What is the profit and what is the loss that we are making out of the income that we are doing? Keep doing that exercise on an Excel or on a piece of paper, that how much you earn on your own, apart from your own income tax return that you file. But do this on a weekly basis. I'm sure all of us have some budgets that we try to save our money for our kitchen, for our luxury, for our day-to-day living, and for our benefits in terms of our career development. So wherever we plot our money, it's important to keep doing that mathematics, because that keeps your mind agile. I would highly recommend that go back to your school kids books of 9, 10 and solve certain problems on percentage, on statistics. It will really help you to become a very strong person in your analytical skills, with a lot of assertiveness and with a lot of evidence in your work area when you do the same things. And the last one is maintain your mathematical skills, which is something related to P&L, because mathematics is something that is a part of analytical skills. Without numbers, no analysis. So that means to sharpen your mathematical skills, keep doing those exercises. As I said, pick up a class 10th book and start solving some of the problems of division, multiplication, and also some reasoning questions that keep coming. That keeps your mind agile. And let me give you another example. A lot of people who undergo a psychometric assessment test, sometimes they ask for reasoning, verbal reasoning or mathematical reasoning. And a lot of people say, oh, this was very difficult for me to do that. Now, it can only happen that once you are able to focus on practicing this for 10 minutes in a week or 30 minutes in a week, it will really keep your mind agile. Please please remember that how you keep your head agile, working every day by observing problems and thinking about those solutions, can make your analytical skills develop every day. Now, what are the benefits? I want to very quickly share some of the benefits of having a very superb analytical skills. Is that you will be able to give very assertive and very evidence-based solutions to the problems that you come across in the organization, and people will look up to you because you are coming back with a lot of reasoning. You are not just going by impressions. A lot of people have a feeling that, yeah, I know what is the situation, so I can always give my answers. But that is an assumption. Without reasoning, without logic, without that rational that is there, you will not be accepted well as a leader. So to develop that leadership skills, you need to have very strong analytical skills. I hope this video would have given you some insights. This video would have made you to think what you really need to do in shaping up this and what is the importance of this. So if you really enjoyed this video, share your comments below or write me back to develop your leadership skills. I'll be more than happy to assist you. Thanks a lot. Thanks for watching.